Okay, today's topic is triangle inequality. And what it says is if you have the three sides of a triangle, then the longest side, which in this case is AB, is going to be less than the sum of the other two sides. And it kind of makes sense if you think about the example I always like to use. If you walk from home to school, that's going to be shorter than going from home to your friend's house than school. Any kid that's ever walked to school knows this to be true. So any two sides of a triangle, when added together, have to be more than a third side. So since it's any two, what we usually look for are the two smaller sides and make sure they're more than a third side. So you get different types of problems like this. You'll be given three numbers, and the question is, can they be the sides of a triangle? And what you do is you look for the two smaller numbers and see if when you add them up, you get more than the third number. And this here is yes, it can be a triangle because 3 plus 6 is more than 8. And here, no, it can't be a triangle because 3 plus 6 is not more than 9. It actually equals 9. It can't be equal to, it has to be more than. A couple more examples down here, down below. 6, 8, and 1. They try to confuse you sometimes by rearranging the order of the numbers. And you always got to make sure if the two smaller numbers, if the 1 plus the 6, is that more than 8? And the answer is no. So you can't have a triangle besides 1, 6, and 8. Or they do something like this, 1, square root of 2, and 3. Okay? You just got to take your calculator out and find out what square root of 2 equals. Square root of 2 is about equal to 1.4. So is 1 plus 1.4 more than 3? The answer is no. So that can't be the sides of a triangle either. All right, now let's take a look at this question. If two sides of a triangle are 10 and 12, what can the third side be? Well, what I have here is the side that's 12 and the side here that's 10. Okay? And what can the third side be? Well, it's going to be a range. It's going to be a range between two numbers. Now, if 10 and 12 are the two shorter sides, then 10 plus 12 has to be more than the third side. Well, 10 plus 12 is 22. So the third side has to be less than 22. You can't have a side bigger than 22. Because here I have the 10 and 12 laid out straight. And if the third side was 22 or more, you wouldn't be able to connect and make a triangle. Now let's say that they are not the two shortest sides. Let's say 12 is the longest side. So I'm going to take this side that's 10 and I'm going to turn it back around this way like that. So we want to find what the third side is there. Well, in this case, we know that 10 plus the third side has to be, when added together, more than 12. So if I minus the 10 from each side, the third side has to be more than 2. So look what we have right here. The third side has to be more than 2, but it has to be less than 22. And we just simply get that by taking these two numbers and adding them together and then subtracting them. That's the shortcut. 10 plus 12 is 22. 12 minus 10 is 2. So the third side has to be between 22 and 2. It has to be more than 2, but less than 22. for the third side. And that's all she wrote.